Hello learners! Welcome to Math with Nath, where you're able to learn math with Teacher Nath. Today's video is all about quadratic equations. We're going to discuss the definition and examples of quadratic equations, and also we're going to illustrate and transform the quadratic equation in standard form. So let's begin. So first, let's define what is quadratic equation. Unahin muna natin ang salitang quadratic. Quadratic is derived from the Latin word quadratus, meaning square. Next is equation. Equation is a mathematical statement that has two equal sides separated by an unequal sign. Bago tayo magpatuloy, let's have trivia. Did you know that Babylonians were the first to solve quadratic equations? According to the definition, a quadratic equation in one variable is a mathematical sentence of degree 2 that can be written in the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers. Pag sinabing real numbers, maaaring ang maging value ng a, b, at c ay positive numbers, negative numbers, pwede ring fractions, and decimals, basta real numbers. And a should not be equal to 0. Kasi kung naging 0 ang a, hindi na siya quadratic equations kasi mawawala ang value nitong term na ito. Earlier, our standard form is x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. May tatlo tayong term na bumubuo sa ating standard form. Una rito, ang quadratic term. Ang quadratic term ay binubuo ng ax squared. Tandaan, kaya ito tinawag na quadratic term dahil sa kanyang exponent na kung saan ito ay 2. Susunod ay ang tinatawag na linear term. Ito ay linear term dahil ang exponent ng ating variable dito o letter ay invisible 1. Ikatlo, ang tinatawag na constant term. Pag sinabing constant term, ito ay pure numbers lamang. Wala siyang kasamang letter or variable. So narito ang isang example. 5x squared plus 9x plus 3 is equal to 0. Alamin natin kung ano dito ang quadratic term, linear term, at constant term. So sa example na to, ang quadratic term ay ang 5x squared. Ang linear term naman ay ang 9x at ang constant term ay 3. Ngayon, malalaman natin ang value ng a, ng b, at ng c. So, ang a natin ay laging makikita sa quadratic term. Kung kaya't, ang value ng a natin sa example na ito ay 5. Sa linear term naman, o yung b, is 9. At ang letter c, kung makikita sa constant term, ay 3. Here are other examples of quadratic equations in standard form, and we're going to identify the value of a, b, and c. So in the first example, we have x squared plus 6x minus 11 is equal to 0. So let's identify our A. So, our A ay laging makikita sa quadratic term na laging kasama ng mayroong degree 2. Paano kung walang number na katabi ito? Always remember that variable with no numbers have a coefficient of 1 o yung tinatawag nating invisible 1. So, ang value ng A natin is positive 1. Next, alamin natin ang coefficient ng B. So, B is always located at the linear term. So, our linear term is 6x. So, our B will be positive 6. Next is C. So, C is where we can find it in constant term. So, our value for C is negative 11. So, it's easy. Next, we proceed to example number 2. So, we have 3x squared minus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. So, our quadratic term is 3x squared. Meaning to say, our value of A is positive 3. Our linear term is negative 7x. So, the value of B will be negative 7. And our constant term is negative 15. So, the value of C will be negative 15. Paano kung ang quadratic equation natin ay walang linear term or constant term? Aalamin pa rin natin ang value ng A, B, at C. So, sa unang example, meron tayong x squared minus 13 is equal to 0. So, ang x squared natin dito ay ang quadratic term at ang negative 13 natin is constant term. So, meron na tayong value for A which is 1. And our C will be negative 13. Dahil wala tayong linear term, automatic na ang B natin is equal to 0. Second example, we have 5x squared plus 18x is equal to 0. Given only the quadratic term and the linear term. So we have only two values, and that is A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 18. Dahil nawawala ang constant term, automatic na ang value ng C is 0. Last example, we have x squared is equal to 0. We have only quadratic term. So, our value for A is 1. And doon sa dalawa, na B and C, dahil wala naman siyang linear term at constant term, sila ay 0. Ito naman ang isang quadratic equation in factored form. Wala siya sa isang standard form na ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So, narito ang isang example. Quantity x plus 4 times quantity x minus 9 is equal to 0. So, anong maaari natin gamitin para maging standard form itong ating equation? Pwede natin gamitin ang tinatawag na FOIL method. FOIL method is a mnemonic for a standard method in multiplying binomials. Pag sinabing binomials, it has two terms. So, umpisahan na natin. So, pag sinabing f, that is represent for first term. O stands for outer term. I is for inner term, and L is for last term. So, let's start. So, first term is x times x. So, first term is x times x. Pag nagmumultiply tayo ng dalawang variable, just copy the variable x, then add the exponent of the two. So, meron ditong invisible 1, invisible 1. So, 1 plus 1, that is 2. So, the answer is x squared. Next, we have outer term. When we say outer term, we have x times negative 9. So, outer term is x is equal to times negative 9. That will be negative 9x. Next is the inner term. Inner term is 4 times x. So 4 times x is equal to 4x. Next, last, we have the last term. So last term is 4 times negative 9. So the answer will be negative 36. Always remember, if you're going to multiply different sign, the sign of the product will be negative. So let's combine these 4. So first, we have x squared minus 9x plus 4x minus 36 is equal to 0. So the sign will be their operations. Okay, so as you can see, there are similar terms that we can combine in this equation. So we have negative 9x and plus 4x that will be resolved to negative 5x. And x squared will be copied as well as negative 36 and equal to 0. So the final answer will be x squared minus 5x minus 36 is equal to 0. So our example can be transformed into this. So ngayon, pwede na nating malaman kung ano ang value ng A, B, and C. So our A will be 1. Our B is negative 5. Our C is negative 36. Of quadratic equations that are not in standard form. So first, we have an example here. 3x squared plus 4x is equal to x squared minus 5. So the first thing, as you can see here, meron tayong mga terms na nandito sa right side ng ating equation. So una, we're going to copy or remain these terms na nasa left side ng equation. So una, we have 3x squared. We're going to transpose the x squared to the other side. Tandaan, kapag nagtatranspose tayo, ito ay nagbabago ng sign. So this is positive, it will become negative x squared. So minus na siya dito. Next, we're going to copy plus 4x beside the x squared. Then, we're going to transpose minus 5 sa kabilang side, and it will become plus 5 or positive 5. Then, dahil wala lang naiwan dito sa ating right side ng ating equation, magiging equal to 0 na lang siya. Next, may napapansin tayo dito sa ating equation. May similar terms siya. So, we're going to combine the similar terms, which is the 3x squared minus x squared. So, ang kanyang sagot ay 2x squared. Then, we're going to copy plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. So, narito na tayo sa ating standard form. Pwede nating malaman ang value ng A, B, and C. So, the value of A is equal to 2. The value of B is equal to 4. The value of C is equal to 5. Next example, number 2. So we have 2x multiplied to the quantity 4x minus 1 is equal to 6. So meron tayong binomial times monomial. So ang gagawin natin dito ay gagamitan natin ang tinatawag na distributive property. So si 2x ay i-multiply muna natin kay 4x. So 2x times 4x is 8x squared. Next, we're going to multiply 2x to negative 1. So 2x times negative 1 will be negative 2. Then copy equal to 6. Next thing to do is we're going to transpose this 6 to the other side. So first, we're going to copy these two terms, 8x squared minus 2x. Then 6 will be transposed and it will become negative 6. And wala lang naiwan dito sa kabilang side, kaya it will become 0. So nasa standard form na tayo ng ating quadratic equation. So we can know the value of a, which is 8, the value of b, which is negative 2, and c will be negative 6. So the next example, we have the square of x minus 2 is equal to negative 3. So meron tayong gagawin para mas mapadali at hindi na natin gagamitin pa ang tinatawag na FOIL method. So ito yung steps in squaring a binomial. So we have 3 steps. So first, square the first term. So the first term here in our equation is x. So x will be squared. So this will be like this. So next, always put plus beside this number. So it will become, the second first is twice the product of terms. So twice, so it will become 2 times x, which is the first term, times negative 2. So, sabi ko kanina, laging mayroong plus dito sa pagitan ng first step and the second step. Next step, okay, ganun din ulit sa pagitan ng second step and third step, mayroong plus sign dito. So, we have square the last term. So, the last term is negative 2. So, will be plus negative 2 squared. Then copy equals negative 3. So let's simplify this. So x squared plus, okay, 2 times x times negative 2, that will be negative 4x. Then negative 2 squared is positive 4. Is equal to negative 3. Next step, we're going to transpose negative 3 to the other side. So let's copy x squared minus 4x plus 4. Then transposed, it will become positive 3 or plus 3. Then on the right side of the equation is 0. So let's combine the similar terms. Okay, so we have x squared minus 4x. Then the similar terms are 4 and 3. So combined, that will be resolved to positive 7. Then copy equal to 0. So we have already our standard form. Now, let's find the value of a, b, and c. So a will be positive 1. B will be negative 4, C is 7. Let's identify whether the equation is quadratic or not quadratic. So on our first equation, we have x squared plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this equation is quadratic because it has a second degree on the variable x. Second, we have 8x raised to the power of 4 plus 5x minus 7 is equal to 0. Is this quadratic or not quadratic? Yes, that is not quadratic because the degree of this term is raised to 4. Meaning to say, this is not quadratic. Lumampas na siya doon sa second degree. Third, we have 4x is equal to x plus 9. Is this quadratic or not quadratic? Very good. That is not quadratic, because there is no second degree on the given equation. It is what we called linear equation. Last, we have 3x multiplied to the quantity x plus 5 is equal to 0. Is this quadratic or not quadratic? Very good. That is quadratic. Because if we're going to multiply 3x to the binomial x plus 5, it will be resolved to 3x squared plus 15x is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation, but lacking on the constant term. But it's considered a quadratic equation. So this is the end of our topic. Hope you fully understand what is quadratic equation and how to transform it to its standard form. Okay, always remember the formula of success. Good study habits plus dedication equals success. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. God bless.